Do you want to get well? Jesus whispers this question not from a distance, but right beside the Pool of Bethesda. He sees a man, crippled for 38 years, lost in a sea of hurting people. It's a scene that echoes even today. We find ourselves surrounded by suffering, our own and that of the world. We long for healing, for wholeness, for a touch from the divine. Imagine the scene, the sick and the suffering, gathered, waiting for the miracle of the moving water. Hope, like a fragile flame, flickers in their eyes. They believe in the possibility of change. We too carry that same hope. We believe in a God who sees us, who hears our cries, and who desires to meet us in our pain. Jesus, in his compassion, doesn't offer platitudes. He offers a question. It's a question that pierces through the man's despair. It's a question that invites him to acknowledge his deepest longing, the desire for something more. It's a question we must also answer honestly and openly in the quiet of our hearts. Do we truly want to get well? The man at the pool had grown accustomed to his condition. He was surrounded by others, all hoping for the same miracle. He had become resigned to his fate. He might have even believed that he didn't deserve healing. How often do we find ourselves in a similar place? We settle into our routines, our hurts, our disappointments. We become comfortable with our discontent. We tell ourselves that change isn't possible, that we are not worthy of healing. We forget the truth that God's love is limitless, His grace sufficient for all our needs. He sees us not as we are, broken and weary, but as we were meant to be, whole and healed. This story challenges us to confront our own pools of Bethesda. What are the areas in our lives where we have grown complacent in our suffering? What are the wounds we have allowed to fester? The first step towards healing is acknowledging our need. It's admitting that we can't do this alone. It's crying out to the one who can make us whole. Get up, pick up your mat and walk. Jesus doesn't offer a gradual solution. He doesn't promise a slow recovery. He commands action. He calls for the man to rise, to move, to believe in the impossible. This is the heart of faith. It is not merely believing that God can do something, it's believing that He will. The man could have doubted. He could have argued. He could have pointed to his years of suffering as proof that healing was impossible. But he didn't. He chose to believe. He chose to act. He chose to pick up his mat and walk. We too are called to step out in faith. It might be a small step, a simple act of obedience, a whispered prayer. But every step taken in faith is a step towards healing. It's a declaration that we trust in God's goodness, in His power, in His unwavering love for us. What step is God asking you to take today? Section 4. More than healing, finding true rest. The man at the pool received physical healing, but the story doesn't end there. You see, Jesus wasn't just interested in mending bodies. He was interested in transforming lives. It is better for you to enter life crippled than to have 2 sound feet and be thrown into hell. Matthew 18:8. He wanted to give a gift far greater than physical wholeness. He offered the man, and He offers us, true rest. Rest from our striving, our anxieties, our need to prove ourselves. He invites us to lay down our burdens at the foot of the cross and receive His yoke, which is easy, and His burden, which is light. Matthew 11:30. The world tells us that rest is earned, that it comes after achievement. But true rest, the rest that Jesus offers, is a gift freely given. It's a state of being, not doing. It's finding our identity and our worth, not in what we do, but in whose we are, beloved children of God. Section 5. Echoes of Bethesda, living in the overflow. The story of the man at the pool isn't just his story. It's our story too. We are all in need of healing, of wholeness, of rest. We all carry burdens, anxieties, and hurts, but we serve a God who sees us, who hears us, and who desires to meet us in our need. When we encounter Jesus, when we allow His love to wash over us, we are transformed. We are made new. And as we are healed, we are called to be agents of healing in the world. We become echoes of Bethesda, sharing the love and grace that we have received. We offer a hand up to those who are struggling, a word of encouragement to the weary, a shoulder to cry on for the brokenhearted. We become living testaments to the transformative power of God's love. Section 6. A prayer for our journey. Lord, thank you for seeing us in our need. Thank you for your healing touch, for your boundless grace, for your unending love. Help us to recognize the areas in our lives where we are stuck, where we have settled for less than your best. Give us the courage to step out in faith, to trust in your promises, to believe in the impossible. May we not only experience your healing touch, but also become vessels of your love and grace in the world. Fill us to overflowing, Lord, so that others may find healing and hope in you. Amen.